Welcome back. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers today. We're going to discuss how their offense is brilliantly designed and how it focuses on shooting excellent from the outside and how that opens up so much of their offense. So let's go. The first name out of any defense's mouth is going to be Donovan Mitchell. So he's the first one we're going to talk about. So Donovan Mitchell is a very good three-point shooter and someone that you have to respect from the perimeter and driving on the inside. But we're going to start with this perimeter in the first place. So he shoots the ball extremely well. And this highlights the broader concept of Donovan uses his shooting ability to open up the inside for him and for other players. So here, again, one-on-one, attacks the high leg and is able to get a clean look up as well. And so this is where Cleveland maybe differs slightly from Golden State, and maybe is frankly the Celtics are the team that's most adjacent to them, is that they have a lot of shooters on the floor at any one time. We just talked about Donovan Mitchell, and because the defense is going to be a little bit worried about Donovan Mitchell. You see he goes up to a shooting and or passing motion. The defense can't really tell from their angle, so they go up with hands extended, which means that you have one player that's now free. So you have Wade that's now free, and his ability, he draws in Anthony Davis. Okay, again, shot fake right there, gets Anthony Davis out of the way, which creates a wide open look for Evan Mobley, and that is a shot that Cleveland 100% wants. And then not simply just the high volume of threes, but also the difficulty of threes. Coming off of this double screen, essentially the first one to the screen, the second one's going to be a dribble handoff, but it puts a lot of stress on Austin Reaves trying to come off the screen. And because Strus is able to essentially launch up right away, it makes it so Austin Reaves, really, how is he supposed to guard this? You could say he's supposed to go around behind him. That is extremely difficult because Strus is a good driver going downhill. So Reaves wants to be aggressively going over that screen, and so it puts the defense in very difficult situations. And then again, being put in difficult situations, we're watching Austin Reaves again. So as this small screen is going to as that screen happens, they switched it, and because Jarrett Allen is the non-shooter, they're not switching that one. So that makes it so this defender, who was stationary a moment ago, now has to sprint through Jarrett Allen and contest a shot that's going to go up over here. That's fading away. That is quick release. That is an extremely difficult ask for Austin Reaves. So not only does Strus fall in this category, but Garland does as well. Just like Mitchell, the three of them, if you give them any kind of daylight, they are not hesitant to shoot that ball if they have separation. And so looking at the stats so far, this is as of January 5th. So if we look at simply minutes played, we look at their top, anyone that's above 10 minutes, we have players that shoot 41%, 43%, 42%. Jarrett Allen doesn't shoot any. LeVert is above 40%. You got 36. So you have one player that's below 29 or below 30%, and that's Max Strus. And we saw the difficulty of shots he was taking, and he has a small sample size, so he's probably going to come back up. So we can see 49%, 38%, 35%, 41%. They have 6 shooters that are above 40%, and all of them except for 2 are above 35%, and Max Strus is an outlier because he might come up as well. They can shoot the ball lights out across the board. And then we get to the second type of threes that the Cavs shoot. And this isn't threes where they generate their own offense, like off a screen and roll or coming off a screen on a baseline out of bounds. This is where the defense reacts to something. It's like a drive by here by Darius Garland. It's going to pull in Anthony Davis, which is going to give Strus open space over here, and he is going to shoot that ball. Very similar concept here, except we're watching Evan Mobley. So Darius Garland is going to get in. He's going to draw help from the big Anthony Davis. And Evan Mobley does a great job. He doesn't sit in the corner where it's an easier closeout for Anthony Davis. He moves up here where it's a longer closeout and where Anthony Davis doesn't remember exactly where he was. His first instinct is going to be close out to the same spot. But because Evan Mobley moves, it creates an open shot. And he as well is not going to hesitate to shoot that ball. And then this is the epitome of what we're talking about here. Okay, so we got closeout late here. That means he's going to have driving lane around LeBron. Okay, he's going to drive. Dalton Connect helps. Anthony Davis has to help down to protect this. That means you have space around the outside. The Cavs, such great spacing. It makes defenders work so hard to get there. So the first thing you're going to throw it to Niang. Great pass gets to Niang. Niang recognizes, just swing it, baby. Donovan Mitchell is going to be open, or Strus is going to be open, depending on what 20 chooses. 20 is a little late to close out, so Donovan Mitchell is going to step into a clean look at a 3. And this one, I think this actually might be my favorite play of the whole drive. This is an unbelievable play. This is beautiful. Okay, Donovan Mitchell does a great job getting Dalton Connect in the air. Okay, this causes the defense to rotate in the first place. Rui has to step up because Donovan's going to be able to drive downhill. Okay, LeBron closes out because he's a good shooter. Strus does a great job attacking that high leg again. Just gets 2 feet down. And who's open right now? these players over here. Okay, so because of the rotations where they had to help Mitchell potentially driving and they had to help Strus potentially driving, he is able to fling that ball across and get a great look. If we watch it in full speed, that is like, this is such a high level pass and just on the dot. That exemplifies what I think the Cavs offense is intended to look like. And then even if you overreact before the drive even occurs, Donovan Mitchell punishes this defender thinking a drive might happen. You're so taught like from young age that you need to be in a help defense, and the Cavs put that essentially to bed and they punish it. Look at that. That's a spot on the dot. Defender's a little slow to react. Great look. That's so high level. And then the real goal of these threes is to open up stuff on the inside. And so Ty Jerome does a good job. Strus does a good job, obviously. Garland, they have a lot of good drivers. And so if you're able to get into this paint, the reason why 17 right here would be normally in great defense, right? Ty Jerome's right there coming downhill. Like obviously 17 is going to have the athletic edge. However, you have Strus that went out here to the perimeter, and 17's in his head like, oh, they've made so many threes, I have to stay glued to him. And that gives Ty Jerome openings to go downhill, and he gets an easy, relatively easy bank. So the same thing, the spacing creates opportunities on the inside because it forces the defense to work one-on-one. And this is a hell of a drive by Strus right here. This is like one-on-one with Rui Hachimura is no easy task, and that's great. But what's crucial is that no other Laker is helping over. LeBron doesn't step up, AD doesn't step up. No other defender is like, yeah, we're going to go in there to help you because of the threat that the Cavs have on the perimeter. And so the one person we haven't talked about yet so far is Jarrett Allen. So Jarrett Allen is actually a key mesh in this as well because he really helps their spacing as well. But you said he can't shoot, so that doesn't make any sense. The way he helps the spacing is because he's able to essentially go over the top of everyone he plays. If you give him space down low, he's obviously going to be able to finish it with a very incredible rate because of the size and length. And so while he doesn't directly help their spacing in the same way that a shooter would, he helps it because he's able to finish with such efficiency around the rim that it still punishes you for AD helping off on Darius Garland right here because Jarrett Allen's able to shoot that shot if AD's not on him for every moment. And then we see the final culmination of this in the pick and roll. And so the reason I like this so much is because it puts a lot of strain on the defense because Jarrett Allen is moving as well. And he's very quick, very athletic, and he's able to jump very high, which puts spacing literally up as well as not just spacing out. Okay, so they run this little Spain ball screen, kind of quasi-Spain ball screen. AD's going underneath, but we're watching essentially AD and I guess 12 as well. So Darius Garland, first off, creates separation, and the threat of the three is high, so 12 leaps. Okay, so you're going to have a free drive to the basket if you can pass and get the ball back. So he's going to give the ball to Jarrett Allen and cut immediately to the rim. Cuts to the rim, AD's like, well, that's going to be a layup if I don't go there. Where's Jarrett Allen going? He's going right downhill, right to the basket as well. Garland recognizes AD's there, passes it right back. This is as clean of a play as you can get. This is beautiful from Cleveland. They target so much of spacing, the concepts, and having one of the best bigs in the game. And then so same thing, this time we're watching a slightly different variation of a ball screen. We're watching kind of a double screen, but really we're watching AD right here. And so this is where Jarrett Allen targets spacing as well, because AD is the only one on the floor that can really rise up with him as soon as AD helps. That punishes that help right there, and so Jarrett Allen is coming downhill with a guard who's not going to be able to stop him, and Jarrett Allen gets the and one. So I haven't actually watched that much of the Cleveland Cavaliers this year, but from what I saw in this game is they looked fantastic. I love their shooting. I love their spacing. I love the way they combine driving with shooting, and I think that bodes extremely well for them in the future, and I'm very excited to see matchups like them versus the Celtics.